So, good evening to my fellow Nigerians and my compatriots across the globe. Yes, today is another beautiful day, Sunday. Happy Sunday to everyone. And I hope you all enjoyed your church service today. For those of you that went to church today, I hope you enjoy your church service. Our topic for today is 2027 election, what Nigerian youth must do to rescue the country. That is our topic for today. What the Nigerian youth must do. I'm going to talk us through some of the things, in my own opinion, that I believe that the Nigerian youth must be ready to do in order for them to rescue Nigeria. Just like, as you probably read or heard, that the leaders or the rulers of the country are all gathering at the moment, jumping from one political party to another, alignment, realignment, and alignment. They're all going on at the moment. Everybody is trying to belong. But again, the Nigerian people, the country belongs to the Nigerian people, belong to you and I, the onlookers. So what we, the youth of this generation, must do to rescue Nigeria from the hands of this kaka worm, this palmer worm, this I don't know what other name that I can use to classify them because of the way they are running our country aground. 2027, the 2027 election are not just another political event. They are a crossroads. Nigerian youth, who form over 60% of the population, hold the key to reshaping the future. However, to rescue the country, action must replace empathy. Apathy here is what must be done. If you are just joining me on this program today, please like, share, and subscribe. This is the only channel where you can get undiluted, unfiltered talk the way it be. This is this channel, face-to-face program. The program is brought to you every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Occasionally, when I'm chance and I have a program or I have a topic that I wish to discuss with my fellow compatriots, I also do a Sunday when I'm free. And today I'm free after church, and I decide to run this program across your way for those of you who are watching me today. Yes, we must get serious. The number one thing that the Nigerian youth must do is get seriously organized. We need to get seriously organized. I'm going to run us through about 8 items on my list, which I believe is very, very crucial in taking our country back, in rescuing our dear nation that is sinking like a sinking ship on the high sea as we speak. So we must rescue Nigeria at all costs. We have no other place, even though we live in those of us that live in our comfort zone. We have no other place that we can openly and boastfully call home other than Nigeria. No matter what, I always say, no matter what passport you owe tomorrow, Nigeria remains your home. That's where you belong. Yes, this is a fact. Uh, Without diving into other issues that's going on around the world, especially affecting migrants across the globe, let's focus on the topic for today. Prioritizing the voters registration. Prioritize voters registration. Reject money politics. Support youth-led delegate. Support youth-led delegate. Master the use of technology. Focus on policy, not personality. Focus on policy, not personality. Oftentimes we focus on personality because they have the money, they have the watches, they have what we need or what we think we need or want from them. We start associating ourselves with those who have run our country aground. Stay united beyond tribe and religion. That's one of the biggest problem that we have as a country. We always we are divided along religion and tribe, and that's a disaster. We always focused on these two things. Tribe, oh, when our traditional or religious leaders speak to us, we seem most time we align with them because we believe they are our guidance and we listen to them. And then our tribe again is another thing. Nigeria is a country with several tribes. And that's stay united beyond tribe and religion. And number 8 is hold leaders accountable after election. That's one of the key things that will fade over. We have Nigerian, everyone, not just, I'm not pointing finger, but everyone that will actually fade over the last electionary cycle. People come to you, campaign with a manifesto telling you what they are going to do. That manifesto is a social contract between you and the electorate, the person campaigner and the electorate. Their manifesto is a social contract. However, the most 99.9% of these people who are vying for all these offices, they don't do what they have on their manifesto. And that's where the abracadabra comes in. So we need to start holding them accountable after the election. Again, these are the 8 things, in my own opinion, that I believe the Nigerian youth must do to rescue the country. Get seriously organized. Individual anger would not change Nigeria. Youth must build strong grassroots movement that focus on voters' education, candidate vetting, and policy demand. Organization, not noise, win election. Okay? Get seriously organized. And under that, individual anger would not change Nigeria. Youth must build strong grassroots movement that focus on voters' education, candidate vetting, and policy demands. Organization, not noise, wins election. Organization wins election. If you are organized, if you are well organized, you can win election. Not noise on social media. Okay. Then the second one is prioritize voters restriction. Under that, no matter how passionate you are, without a PVC, permanent voters card, your choice is wasted. Okay, without a PVC, even though now we are hearing from some quarters, I think they are the current incumbent president is preparing the mind of Nigerians for 2027. That's why the INEC is kind of teasing Nigerian, telling them that they might not use voters card in 2027, thereby creating more room for them to do the normal abracadabra behind the scene, write the results and announce 3 a.m. Maybe this time they will announce at 2 a.m. in the morning when everybody is sleeping. So we must prioritize voters registration. No matter how passionate you are, without a PVC, permanent voters card, your voice is wasted. Every eligible youth must register, update details, and be update their details and be at the election polling unit to vote on that day. Be at the polling unit to vote on election day. Then 3, reject money politics. The culture of selling vote for cash, rice, or promises must end. That's one thing that Nigerian youth must try and avoid in 2027. Except the suffering one and the suffer never tire. If you're not tired of the suffering one and the suffer, go shun the idea of selling your vote for cash or for rice or a main promises at the end. Nigerian youth, You have the opportunity to change the narrative of Nigeria. If the youth say this is what we want, and everybody stick together, nobody betray each other. 60%, we have 60% of the electorate. Who be that person we want come out, we want come ring election when the youth, all the youth align on one, focus on one common goal to ensure that their will or their choice reflect after the election, during and after the election. If all the youth decide to do that, yes, they can. And if they do it at the end, everybody will be very happy. Everybody will be very happy. I'm supposed to have a guest that's coming in, but I think it just wrote to me now, just as second place. They said he cannot log in. I don't know why. Maybe he's having cannot log in. Let me try it on my phone. Yeah, it's good. I don't know why I cannot log in. The show must continue. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just trying to respond to a guest that was supposed to be on the program. So, like I said, we must reject money politics. The culture of selling vote for cash, rice, or promises must end. Youth must lead by refusing to trade their future for temporary handouts. The youth must lead by refusing to trade their future for temporary handout. That's what the youth have been doing. So 2027 is either make or break. The youth of Nigeria, if you're actually willing, ready to grab the bull by the horn, some of this idea that I'm just dishing out today are things that we must do to ensure that 2027 is not another 2023 election. They wake up and see that every Nigerian woke up and saw that someone has been declared the president, which is quite unheard of, that 4 a.m. election was announced while Nigeria were busy sleeping. Usually election is announced during the day. I think that was the first time in the history of modern Nigeria that election was announced by INEC chairman. And the next one is support youth-led candidate. Support youth-led candidate. In order for us to do this, it is not enough to protest bad leadership. Nigerian youth must back credible, competent candidate, even when they are young, relatively unknown, or facing strong opposition. Let me just take a quick break and I'll come right back.
Where is our Nigeria? Where is our Nigeria when one muduru of rice was 200 naira? Where is our Nigeria when Titus fish was 200 naira? Where is our Nigeria where a bottle of vegetable oil was 200 naira?
Where is our Nigeria where a liter of fuel was 65 naira? Where is our Nigeria?
Yes, sorry, I'm back again. Just had a little bit of interruption from one of the guests. Yes, like I said, support youth-led candidate. It is not enough to protest bad leadership. Nigerian youth must back credible, competent candidate, even when they are young, relatively unknown, or facing strong opposition. You must back credible candidate. Master the use of technology. That's another good one. Mobilize, educate, expose, ringing, social media, data-driven campaigning, and real-time election monitoring must become tools for youth. The youth can make this happen. They can mobilize, educate, expose ringing on every social media platform, data-driven campaign, and real-time election monitoring must become tools for the youth power, not just platform for vecting. These are very, very important things that the Nigerian youth must do if they want to actually, honestly, holistically rescue their country, Nigeria. Number 6, focus on policy and not personalities. The youth must focus on policy and not personalities. Vote for plans, not physics. We must vote for plans, not face that we know or we think we know. What are the candidate real solution for education, jobs, security, infrastructure? Youth must demand and set manifesto, not distance slogan. Focused on policy and not personalities. Oftentimes we overlook the policy and the manifesto of any candidate. We just take them like, okay, I will build the road. I will build road from here to moon. I will put AC all over the city of Nigeria. AC will be on the sky. There will be there will be no more darkness. All those are just abracadabra. Manifesto is very important. So we must focus on the policy and not their personality, not what they can give to us or what we can benefit from them. Anyway, let me stop there. One of my guests is here at the studio. Let me bring him in and we'll continue this wonderful discussion. Chief MD, you are welcome to the studio. Chief MD, could you please unmute yourself, please? Chief MD, unmute yourself. Chief MD, you are welcome to the studio, please. Chief MD, can you hear me, sir?
Oh, the
Alaji
video went
Dr.
off.
Chief MD.
I don't know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Hello? If you can hear me, just give me. Can you hear me? I think your network, you're having network issue. You're having network issue. Yes, I think it's your network is can you log off and log back in, please? Log off and log back in. Yes, number 7, stay united, be young, tribe and religion. Stay united, be young, tribe and religion. Stay united. The forces dividing Nigeria thrive when the youth are split. Unity among young Nigerians, regardless of ethnicity or faith, is non-negotiable. If true change is the goal, we must stay united, be young, tribe, and religion. Chief MD, if you can hear me, log off and log back in, please, because it's your network. Log off, log back in, please.
Okay. All right.
They'll stay, okay, then old leaders accountable after election. Old leaders accountable after election. Winning election is not only the beginning. The youth must consistently pressure elected officials to deliver on their promises through civic action, peaceful protest, and court cases when necessary. When necessary. These are very, very vital. These are very, very vital for the Nigerian youth to be able to capture the 2027 and rescue Nigeria, because we are all Nigerians. Nobody is more Nigerian than you and I. And we did not escort anybody to Nigeria. Like my friend always say, we did not escort anybody to Nigeria. Let me see if Chief MD network is good now. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can very well. Thank you very much. Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Okay. Yeah, you have happy Sunday and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Most appreciated.
Let me
Thank you
get
very
your
much. Yes.
opinion. I don't, yeah, I don't know if you've followed some of the things I've said. I highlighted 8 things, in my own opinion, that I believe the Nigerian youth must do to rescue Nigeria. Let me just quickly run them through by you. One,
Okay.
get seriously organized. Two, prioritize voters registration. Three, reject money politics. Four, support youth-led candidate. Five, master the use of technology. Six, focus on policy and not personalities. Seven, stay united beyond tribe and religion. The last on the list, number 8, hold leaders accountable after election. What are your takes in these 8 items that I've highlighted so far?
Those 8 items you highlighted are noble things, where nobility is what is the order of the day, where respect and dignity is order of the day. I mean, there's generational shift in Nigerian politics, and the outcome we can see. The generation of Ezekiel Awolowo, they were very country centric. However, they were very tribal focused. Awolowo most westernized than Ezekiel, more Ibonized, and Tafa Balewa and whatnot. So we couldn't have a coalition. Then we have the generation that came after that. The generation that came after that was the generation of Babangida that ushered in the military coup of Babangida and co. And those generation, the politicians that came out of those generation time, they are the one in power right now. And those politicians in power right now, they're in their 70s now. But however, look at the society generation they are producing. An average Nigerian youth is not thinking of living an average life. It's thinking of being a billionaire without skill, without limited education, even. The level of greed and moral decadence that we have in Nigeria is so blighting that you don't see a future in this youth. And they also say the youth is our future. No, it's only a Nigerian university student. This is a university student is giving 2,000 or 5,000, even 10,000 to go and vote for a mentally retarded person. And you would think, as a university student, your level of common sense. But this current politician that came into politics during the Babangida era and after Babangida era since 1993, I would say, their motivation is greed. Their motivation is corrupt. So they're producing a greedy, corrupt society. Only a society, a young imam, will he will invite a lady from a different place to use to for sacrifice. A very young boy for sacrifice for money ritual. A Yahoo person young, intelligent person who can think of fraud will also be the same person who also use other people for money ritual to make more fraud, commit more crime, more atrocity. It's only in Nigeria that you see some people join the force, not for the greater good, but they join the force so that they can be abusive and exploitative. So when you say the future of the country, look at the election, look at what INEC just announced. Come 2027, people will be able to vote without voters card. What is the point of voters card? They're already telling you that they're going to write the results. So no matter what anybody says, they're going to write the results. You can go to court as you like. That's your problem. And that is exactly what is happening. Now, if this administration is able to get away with it, there's nothing stopping the next administration to come in and do the worst thing. What are the youths doing? They're weak, they're poor, they're mentally deprived, and they lack future. So somebody who have no future, how do you tell them to fight for something? What are they fighting for? What are they fighting for? They they're not fighting for one Nigeria because nobody believe in one Nigeria anymore. The North people don't believe in one Nigeria. They allow an Igbo person to say he can be and dream to be a president. They not people don't believe in one Nigeria. They say a Yoruba person, if he's not a Muslim, can run to be a president. That's why they didn't support Oshibanjo, who is a sitting vice president, regardless of the drama. The Igbo person has had enough of being in Nigeria where he cannot aspire for the greater good. You understand? And now we have a sect in the north called the Fulani Boko Haram, the Fulani terrorists. They are going around displacing people. Look at what happened in Plateau State. All the areas they displaced people, they now renamed those places to Fulani names and Fulani town. They ran renamed the old places and renamed them themselves just overnight. Like, this is what we're going to call it now. You know, what are the youths going to do? Look at in Edo State, for instance, where you and I from. Let me take Asa land. There's an invasion going. The youth.
Let's try and focus on how we can rescue the country.
No,
Let's not deviate
I'm
into
getting
other
to the
political
point.
matters
No,
for today.
I'm trying to get to the point where I'm saying the level of dissolution among the youth is so palpable that we will need some level of intervention, not just economic intervention, some psychological and political intervention. Because 2003, 2022, 23 is the first time the youth were waking up. They woke up the youth across the nation. Forget how you feel about Peter Obi or not. He was able to wake up the youth across the nation who went out, who tried their best. But what is the political class that came into politics in 1993, most especially after the military leadership of Babangida? They quashed it. They produced one of their kind. They are the one who are now professors. They are the now who are now top politicians. They are the now who are now administrators. Those set of people, they're in their 70s now, have no clout, no class, no honor, no morality, just pure greed. So unless there's a revolution that may lead to war, because we need to be careful what we're asking from the youth. If we are not careful, we might have a youth uprising that might lead to war that will disintegrate the fiber of the society, completely disintegrate it, to the point that what the West has been trying to do is to get into Nigeria. They've been trying to get into Nigeria for the longest. You understand? And by breaking us up or turning us to each other, to face each other, the youth will become forever displaced. That is what is fueling all this. You know, the youth have no hope. They have no hope. What is the chance for a youth? Let me just say, college graduate, run for local councillor. Have you seen the people who are local chairman, council chairman, councillor for state? They are all in their 60s, 70s. Even as local thing like that. Asian Methuselah, they're supposed to step aside. They're not coming with fresh ideas. They're only coming with way to loot and share money.
Yeah, but do you know that sorry to cut you short. You know that the youths have the power. They have the majority. If they actually want to take their country back, the youths they amount 60% of the electorate. They have the power. If they actually want to take their country back, because the problem is most of this youth is being used by the so-called godfather, those who they are loyal to, people that that give them little change here and there, assisting them and their family, thereby betraying the trust from their fellow youth. If all the Nigerian youth can actually summon the courage to shun money back politics and say, this is what we actually want. We want someone that can actually fix this country, make this country workable for everybody, so that my children don't have to sell their
Yeah.
property to live to another man's land. If they can actually stand up in one voice to say enough is enough. We are not taking money from anybody. We are not taking rights. We are not taking anything, any promises that you may have to offer. That we want someone that will actually work for the country. Just like our dear brother, may God continue to bless him, Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is doing for the people of Burkina Faso today. If the youth can actually do this in 2027, my brother, be rest assured that there's no leader, no matter how good they are, strategic they are, they might be called the master of chess or whatever, they cannot defeat the youth. If all the youth come out together and say enough is enough, no money, nobody is going to collect your money, keep your money. We want our vote to reflect at the end of the election. They can do it if they want to. But the problem is
Yes, they did.
they
No,
don't
no,
look
they
at
did
policy. They
2023.
don't look at policy. Yeah,
No,
not
no,
all
no,
of them, not all
no,
of
no, no,
not all of
no, no,
them.
no, no. Let's be okay, brother.
Not
Stop.
all of them. Let's be honest with
No,
ourselves
no, no. I would say 80% of the youth, not 100% or 90% of the youth.
because they
2023, they did that. They did that. If you look at
not
the
at all.
data, oh, no,
Not
no, hold on, let me explain something. If you look at the data of the vote, if you look at even the majority of the vote they say the other people got, compare their age gap. It's there. It's INEC can give you all this there and the age population that voted for say Peter Obi to Tinubu to Atiku. You'll find that there are more youth who voted for Peter Obi than any of those two other candidates. That's a fact.
more,
That's number
more,
one.
more youth, but that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough because
No,
some
no,
youth
it
voted
wasn't.
for PDP, some youth
It
voted
was. It
for
wasn't.
Tinubu.
Yeah, I agreed. It
They did.
wasn't enough. It wasn't enough, and it would have been enough if the vote were actually counted. It would have been enough. We're not on. It would have been enough. I'm not saying we've gone past who won the election. Tinubu is the president, and he
Of
won
course,
the
we're not
election.
talking
Let's
about
just
that
leave it
today.
at that. However, if we're to be
Of course.
honest, to look at it critically, depthly, you'd have seen the opportunity for the youth to have taken over at that point. But then no one also will be blinded or play ignorant now and say 2023 election that went was flawless, that there was no manipulation or corruption or abuse of the voting system. If we are to be in a doubt, we have to just look at what happened in Abia State. Only one woman with honor and integrity, one person. The population of Abia State, say 5 million or less. Among all those total people, 5 million or less, that voted, not all of them vote, among them that voted, everybody votes with good intention that their vote will count, either for APC, for PDP, for whoever, with good intention. Majority of those people are youth. The population of Nigeria is almost 70% youth. If you go around, you have a burgeoning youth population. However, if that one woman did not stood their ground and say the vote we count, may the sword fall wherever it may, we will not have Governor Oti today in Abia State. And that's a fact. Now, if you now look at that and duplicate it across or try to relate it to across the state and everywhere else, if those people who came into maturity during Babangida time into politics, who are in their 70s now, have acted honorably all these years while they're in politics, Nigeria will be 100% better. The youth migration out of Nigeria would have reduced. We are in self-made poverty. Now, how do you want a youth to inspire? The last time somebody remotely close to energize the youth to engage them in the politics and the ruling class or the ruling of the country is Peter Obi. Maybe let us admit that. And then what happened? What
Yeah, well,
what
I
what
will agree to
happened?
some certain extent. I agree with you to some certain extent that Peter Obi was able to pull out some of the youth, not all of them. That's what I'm saying, not all of them, because some youth voted for PDP, some youth voted for Kwakwanso, some voted for APC. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is, if the Nigerian youth they are actually willing, ready to take their country back in 2027. Not some voting for this party, some voting for the other party. They will all come together and coalesce around one candidate. Whether you are from north central, east, southwest, south, southeast, everybody will coalesce around one person, one candidate, looking at the policy, not the personality of the person, and say this is who we want and this is who every Nigerian youth, as long as you are age 18 and above, you are eligible to vote. This is who we are going to vote for. And let's see what happens. I am telling you,
Agree.
brother, that at the end of the day, there's nothing this political cabal can do. If they try anything, they will be probably chased out of the country. Just like what happened in NSAS, where they were already panicking, thinking of how to escape from the country until they were able to quench the protests at Lekki Gate. So at the end of the day, all the Nigerian youth must come together if they actually want to save their country. That's it. Nothing else. Not 50% youth going to PDP, supporting PDP, another 50% supporting. These are the same old people that have brought Nigeria to its kneel today, or to our kneel today. For us to be able to rescue our country, everybody must come together. All hands must be on deck. This is what we want. We want a better country. Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is a youth, man. He's a youth, young guy. And you and I can attest to all he has been able to achieve for that
It's
little country
it's
for the past few years.
it's in his 40s.
Yeah, he said about 40
It's in
something, I
his
think
40s.
43
I mean,
thereabout.
in 30s. I mean,
Yeah.
it's in his
Yeah,
30s.
it's
I think
about
it's
40, yeah.
35. No, no.
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
think it's 34, 34,
No,
34.
35.
Yeah, maybe 35, but I
Yeah,
think it was 34.
yeah.
34 I
So
saw
what?
last year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
and this is
ahead.
the thing that we must appreciate. We must try to understand. You see, I've gone into a mental gymnastic about the Nigerian youth, and part of me used to be very disappointed and like, what is wrong with you guys? Your country has been destroyed right in your face. These are the same people you're running after. Don't their kids is not. Minister of Education that shut down during Buhari, shut down the university and schools and everything. His kids are in abroad studying. Even during the shutdown, he went to do graduation for his own children. In UK, he came to UK for the graduation. And Nigerian students are on strike. And he didn't care. He didn't try to meet the student union or the teachers and anything. He just didn't care. And those are the kind of things you see the youth, and like Nigerian youth have been beaten, confidently destroyed, emotionally abused, that most of them only think of surviving. That's why if you see Nigerian TikTok right now, or the social media, or you meet an average Nigerian youth, they're in a state of PTSD, because all they're thinking how to survive. All they thinking how to, the one in university is thinking how to survive. Even if you have the money to pay for school fees, you have lecturer trying to abuse and take advantage of her. If it's a lady, if it's a guy, he has courtism pulling left and right to drag him into one court or another thing just to survive. The one that successfully graduates now is preying on connection to get a job that should just come to him naturally. Just praying to get a job. And even when he gets a job, if it's a woman, another sexual harassment from the boss. If it's a man, probably no growth. And then he succumb to what the society. I've every average Nigerian that I've met that within the age of 20 something to 30 something want to leave the country, both male and female. Every one of them just want to leave. And that's the level of frustration that the current political class are not dealing with. I'll give you one
Let's
quick one before I digress, please, before I forget. I think there's an opportunity for a very smart politician right now, that a very intelligent, critical politician, critical thinking politician, to that can win this with, even though if all the corruption is against him. And this is the Achilles of APC. Tinubu's greatest Achilles right now, it's not the political elite. They're all going to align to him. It's not the opposition party. There's not any opposition party that can take Tinubu out. It's not even the North, the East, or the South, or the Middle Belt. Though anyone that can beat Tinubu right now must do two things. One, energize the youth again. Not with, and when you talk about policy, they need to energize the youth with basic policy. The youth doesn't need much. One is security. Just tell the youth you're going to create community police and state police. And all ye Israel, go back to your tent. And each local police will be indigent of that place. Why do you go and bring Alhaji Shehu to come and be the commissioner of police in Abeokuta or in Odo State or in Abia State or in Imo State? It doesn't care. Why not get an Igbo person, an Edo person who is in charge? Local India. So what I'm saying, just something as basic as security. Another thing is just as simple as that. Housing, affordable housing for under 30. You build affordable housing. If you can live in the place until you're 30 and you live. In Finland, they have something like that. Affordable housing. That you're going to build affordable housing in local areas for people under 30. When they're 30, they leave for other people to occupy. It's not for sale. And give it to the local council. Each council budget for that. I can go on so many basic policy. Another thing you also can do, that any trade commission that you sign with any country, from China to America, they must include visa-free movement of your own citizens. Many Nigerians want to travel in and out. To give them that. Why sign a trade deal with a country, but you don't care about your citizen? The country only care to come and make money in your country, but they don't want your citizen. They don't want your citizen. What kind of politician makes us deal? Every deal you do, you must include the free movement and ability for your own citizen to work in that country. If not,
thank you.
go away. We'll look for
Let's
another country that will accept us.
let's talk about how the youth can reject money politics and also holding their leaders accountable after election. What's your take on that? Because
You see, power
rejecting
without
money will
value
go a
is
long way
useless.
for the youth. Go ahead, please.
That's the problem. You see, power without value is useless, and value without substance is also doubly useless. And substance without backing, without support, is also useless. Now, the youth may have all the power, the value, and the substance, but if they don't have the right support, we're going to be back in the same place. If you're saying to a youth that's barely surviving, I see so many of them online asking me for money, barely surviving. And somebody say it's just an hour vote. I'll give you 20,000 to go and vote that candidate. That youth may have not even seen 20,000 for the whole month. And you think to that youth to vote for somebody who said he's going to build school or do road. Where is the balance? So the level of poverty is clouding a lot of people's judgment. So I personally, I think the only way we can progress further, in order for us to be able to hold our government accountable, is to have a regional government or split the country. And with Kanu with this, we will not grow. Look at, let me digress. Look at what happened in Plateau. I'll go back to that. About 19 villages or so were destroyed. The terrorists who destroyed it now renaming the whole place and setting camp. The Nigerian government is not going after them. Instead, if you now attack or defend yourself, the Nigerian, the whole force, the military are coming after you. What happened in Delta State? Did you hear about the military general also that was captured, who was trying to set up unrest in Delta State with terrorists, and the DSS arrested him, or they had to find him, but nothing is going to happen to him? How did that general go into an army? Those are the so-called terrorists that Buhari said they pardoned.
Repented,
Boko
Boko
Haram.
Haram, that they
There's
integrated back to the military.
in the military, you put them in charge of security, they're fighting. What is the chance for? And then trying to recruit Igbo youth. 80% of the Igbo youth that have been recruited have all been killed. But you want them to keep recruiting and joining force. So, my dear brother, the hope is that we should not be talking of one Nigeria anymore at this rate. One Nigeria is dead. Yeah, I've even removed my glasses, even if I can't see properly. One Nigeria is dead. We should be thinking of dividing the country, disintegrating the country, have a regional government. And any politician that comes in now and say we're going to have a region, I'm going to set up a regional government. One for the north, northwest, northeast, middle belt, south-south, southeast, southwest. State like Kwara and Kogi can decide they're going with the north or they're staying with the southwest, their choice. Or Kogi can decide they're staying with south-south or they're going with the north, their choice. Or they stay with the middle belt. The middle belt can decide they're going to stay with the south or they're going to go with the north, their choice. And Abuja remains central. And we dissolve the House, we just have the Senate. And let the House go back to their local region. Just have the Senate, the federal government, that's the president and the Senate. That's it, the two branch and the judiciary, three. The House, let all House go back to their local region. Go back to your region and serve in your region. That's anyone that advocate that now will catch the attention of the youth. Telling the youth, this is where I fought Peter Obi, telling the youth or the rest of the world what is wrong with Nigeria. We all know that. Nobody vote on negative. Even as terrible as people might think Donald Trump was, he was also preaching hope. Make America great. You and I may not like it, but it's a hopeful thing. Nobody vote for negativity, no matter how good you sound. You understand? You can sell hate, hopefully, like Donald Trump do, or you can sell hope, hopefully, like Barack Obama did. It's your choice. You can't sell negativity. Peter Obi needs to get out of that. And there's a huge vacuum right now. A candidate that will come in and offer something different, it will be very difficult to rig against. It'll be very difficult to rig against. And to do that, you have to face the fundamental and say the inconvenient truth. And the inconvenient truth is what that will energize the youth. Say your first year, you're going to propose a regional government, and they're going to have their own prime minister. They're going to have their own police. You're going to dissolve the police to regional police. We keep the army, the custom, and the navy. Let them have their regional police. Each state will have their own state police. It's finished.
Thank you, my wonderful brother. We are not going to be spending much time today. We're already at for almost 15 minutes now. Don't want the program to run over 1 hour. So let me give you, if you are just joining us, so I'll come back to you. If you are just joining us, we're having an interesting topic for this evening, 2027 election, what Nigerian youth must do to rescue the country. And I gave you 8 items on my list. What I think, in my own opinion, what the Nigerian youth can do or should do in order for them to rescue their country come 2027. They should organize and they shouldn't agonize. Get your PVC, which is your permanent voters card, no excuse. Reject money politics. Support competent youth-led candidate. Use tech to fight for Nigeria. Use technology to fight for Nigeria. Use technology to fight for Nigeria. Focus on idea, not empty promises. Stay united beyond tribe and religion. Stay united beyond tribe and religion. Hold them accountable after election. These are 8 items that I believe, in my own opinion, that if we, the youth, are actually serious, or if the Nigerian youth, well, I don't know if I should call myself youth anymore because they say when you are over 50, you cannot be considered as youth. If the Nigerian youth are actually serious in taking back their country or rescue Nigeria from the hands of these so-called rulers of the principalities that are taking over the country today, they should focus on these 8 core items that I've highlighted today. It's very important. If we what the 2 or 3 things that I think is very important here, if we can reject money politics, then use technology to fight for Nigeria, then stay united beyond tribe and religion. If we can actually do that 3 out of the 8 items that I've highlighted, I think we'll have the opportunity to thank our instincts and thank our God after the election. Chief M, before I get back to you, I think we have a question, a comment here. Let me just quickly see. Uh, let's see. I said Akin Akinwumi said fake
Akini
news.
Akinwumi.
Akinwumi, what's fake news? What's fake news? How the youth can rescue Nigeria? Is that a fake news? Anyway, thank you for your comment. Okay, let's go back to Chief MD. You have two
Right.
minutes.
It's a quick one
Speak to the Nigerian youth and tell them
because
what you think they can do
you know
to
before I
in order
add
for
to
them
that,
to rescue Nigeria in 2027.
yeah,
2 minutes, please. Don't want
it's
to
just addition to that one you said. Quick one. We can't get money out of politics.
just summarize it together. Summarize it
That's what I'm
together.
doing. That's what
Yeah.
we can't get money out of politics, and we cannot get tribalism out of politics. Now, how do we manage it? This is what is important for the youth. We can only manage it by supporting and the right candidate running. The right candidate, for the right candidate to come through the party system, is the greatest problem we have in Nigeria. Either through Labour, either through APC or PDP. Until we have the government, what the youth should be advocating on before 2027 is independent candidates. If we can get independent candidates allowed to run in the election, independent candidate can pull vote across all board, all platforms. And independent candidate can set up their platform. This is what I was hoping Peter Obi would focus on and push both the House and the Senate to change the law to allow independent candidate without a party to run. And that is very important. Once we have independent candidate that can push a fresh idea, a fresh perspective, and a fresh philosophy, that independent candidate can then mobilize the youth to the next generation. Peter Obi was like an independent candidate when he left PDP for Labour to join Labour, and he was able to shape Labour in his ideas, and Labour was able to shape him in their philosophy. Now, to get that kind of momentum again is for you to join another party that is small but with credibility and influence. And we're not going to have that easily unless the only alternative is for now we start advocating. If INEC can suddenly change the voting law, the law was passed. The law that bind INEC, the electoral law 2022, bind INEC to vote, to do the
Out of
voters
time, man.
registration. And so you can't change it now. So that is my own advice. The youth have to start seeking for independent candidates, and independent candidates is the only way forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my wonderful audience, for always watching this program. Yes, the reason I'm trying to minimize time because for those of you that's going to come back and watch this program, when the program is more than 1 hour, some person seems to lose interest. So I'm trying to bring it under less than an hour. My fellow Nigerians, you've heard me right, and I've highlighted 8 items on my list that I believe that the Nigerian youth can do or should do in order for them to rescue their country in 2027. If Nigerian youth are serious, 2027 can be the year that they take their country back. If not, history will repeat itself. The time to plan, organize, and act is now, not after the damage is done. My fellow Nigerians, let's take our country back in 2027. Let's plan, organize, and act. Thank you, and God bless you. See you again sometimes next week, same time, same place. Thank you, Chief MD, for always
Thank you very
being
much.
a part of this program. Cheers.